What's going on, guys? This is Rams fan Drew here with another video. Um, wow, man, wow. Our Rams are in first place, guys. That is crazy to me. Crazy to me just to even think about that, man, because of what we've been through this year. So, all right, my bad, guys. Um, I've been MIA for a while, but um, what a gutsy win! What a gutsy win, hands down. It wasn't pretty. It was in the rain, but our defense showed a lot of guts, especially after the Bills win. Kobe Turner just looks so good right now. I'm so happy for that guy. Um, Offensively, we struggled in the red zone, but Kyron Williams came through for us. Kyron showed us why he is our bow cow. He is the guy who can take us on this division run, who can not only take us on his back and carry us on his back when we need him to, but the fact that he showed us in gritty weather and a gritty ass game and a gutsy game, physical game, that he was able to sit there and be the rock that can carry the Rams. I thought that was a really good sign. So I was really happy with that. Really impressed with that. Impressed with the offensive line. Kevin Doxson just looked like a freaking like refrigerator out there, just knocking people out. So a lot of positives to look at. Puka started making plays and came through when we needed him the most. And I just thought like overall that the Rams came out there and they played their hearts out. Even though it wasn't a fancy win, it was still a gutsy win. It was a statement win for a lot of reasons. One, we're no longer the little brothers. I can't say that we're the big brothers right now, but we're no longer the pushovers to them. We're no longer this team that they could just dominate anymore. And it proved that McVay is the better coach than Shanahan. I mean, McVay started the season 1-4 with all these injuries. Niners had a lot of injuries this year, and they've had a lot of off the field issues and stuff like that. Like just a lot of things going wrong. I feel for them, but at the end of the day, they went out there and they laid an egg this season. McVay, it didn't matter who came in for McVay. McVay found a way to make it work. McVay's always been that coach where he was starting a bunch of nobodies and undrafted free agents and all this stuff. And Shanahan can't do it. Shanahan can't do it. Shanahan needs that team around him. He's proven when he doesn't have these super teams that he can't make a playoff run or he can't sit there and have a winning season. He's proven that. Because prior to the Niners getting Jimmy Garoppolo and starting to get all these guys, and when, Shanahan wasn't winning. So McVay has proven McVay has only missed the playoffs 2 seasons, but one season his entire team was decimated. Okay, like his entire team, like at least the Niners still have Brock Purdy, and they still have like some of their guys. Like I'm talking about Rams had no starters that season besides I think Higbee, but Stafford was out, freaking Donald was out, everybody was out. So he literally had absolutely nobody. Shanahan still has a starting quarterback. If you still have your starting quarterback, you should still be able to, be good if he's your franchise quarterback. He's not going to be as dominant or as good, but you should still be in it. And Stafford has proven that in 2 straight seasons that as long as he's healthy, and it doesn't matter who's around him, he's going to sit there and make it happen. I mean, Puka Nacua is not Puka Nacua without Stafford. I mean, Puka Nacua had to start last year because Cup was injured to start the season. And Stafford made Puka Nacua Puka Nacua. Okay, so let's not just stay there and be like, oh, well, Stafford had Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua was a nobody until he played with Stafford. Let's just be real. Okay? Then the other season that McVay missed the playoffs, the Rams still had a winning record and we just didn't make the playoffs. So he's only had one season where he had a losing record. And that was 2022 after the Super Bowl. Everybody just got hurt. But either way, McVay has only had one losing season in his career as a Rams coach. On top of that, McVay has sat there and won, let's see, 3 division titles and won a Super Bowl. And last year, the Rams, no one thought the Rams were going to be good. The Rams had a bunch of nobodies that no one knew about playing. And he took the Rams to the playoffs and a wild card spot. And now this year, starting 1-4 with all the injuries, he still kept the Rams afloat. And he sat there and kept the Rams believing. And now the Rams are on the verge of potentially, they control their own destiny. So they're on the verge, if everything goes correctly, they're on the verge of winning their fourth division title under McVay. Fourth. And he still has one of the youngest teams in the NFL. I think the Rams are the youngest team in the NFL. I mean, we have undrafted people and fifth round picks starting for us all over the place. So it's like, come on, man. That just shows McVay is the better coach. It just shows it. Like, I know Niner fans want to sit there and use excuses and be like, "Oh, well, you guys didn't beat us when we were healthy. You guys didn't beat." It does not matter, man. You guys had Debo. You guys had Kittle. You guys had Purdy. You guys still had your offensive line besides Trent Williams, and I know Trent Williams is a huge blow, but you still had all your guys. You got Greenlaw back. I know he didn't play a full game, but you got Greenlaw back. You still got Fred Warner. You got Tom Lunga back. Like, you guys were there. You guys weren't full on depleted. All right, Rams are still missing some players too. We were more healthy, but we're still missing players too. So at the end of the day, there's no excuses. It's just a simple fact that the Rams were the better team this year. The Rams are the more gritty team, and the Rams wanted it more. And McVay's winning and developing this team. Last year, this team went to the wild card. This year, they're gonna host a playoff game and a division title. And the NFC right now is wide open with the Detroit being hurt. Detroit being hurt has caused them to fall a little bit, which might make the Rams play Detroit in the first game in the wild card. And this time it will be at home if everything goes the way it looks like it's going right now. And it's like the Rams could get through this team. Detroit just, they're decimated right now with injuries and everything like that. They don't have the same defense that they had. And even when they were healthy and dominating and had this super team, the Rams took Detroit to overtime when they were dropping like flies. And on top of that, last year they barely beat us by 1 point. So, like, let's not fool ourselves and act like the Detroit's been just whooping their ass. Like, the Rams have been there toe to toe with the Lions. Now they're gonna have to most likely come to our home, our house, and have to play us. And Stafford doesn't have that hostile environment. He doesn't have all that stuff. Detroit fans don't freaking travel. It's going to be a straight Rams home game for once. Playoff atmosphere. Ram fans are going to show up for that because when we've had home playoff games before, they have showed up and they made it rocking in that house. So it's like, now you have to come beat us at our home. And if we get through the Lions, we've already beaten the Vikings, and the Packers barely beat us when we had nobody, and we're going to be healthy, riding all that momentum, we can go far in the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to go to the Super Bowl, but we can easily end up in the NFC Championship game against the Eagles. I don't think we're there yet, but if McVay goes to the NFC Championship game with the Rams and this young roster, he's just showing again that he's the better coach. The Rams are a year away, man, from making another Super Bowl run. Another successful draft, another offseason with a little bit, we've got a little bit of money to spend this offseason again. Maybe a couple of vets, maybe just one top tier defensive guy that we sign on defense. We need a shutdown corner. We need a new nose tackle because Bobby Brown's not it. He's in his contract year. He had a few good years with us, but he just has not had that year, and that's why we struggled on the run defense because, you know, he's not clogging up those running lanes as a nose tackle on the 3-4 that we run. You know what I mean? So if we can get a little bit of an upgrade out in the inside linebacker position. Christian Roseboom has been playing great. I would say that. Omar Spence has been playing great as well. We can easily stick with them. But if we can get an upgrade there, you know what I mean? It can't hurt. And if we can land a shutdown corner and potentially upgrade our nose tackle position, the Rams are there. Our safeties are young and really good. We have a bunch of 2 and 3 corners. You know what I mean? We're good on that end. You know what I mean? And our defensive line and pass rush is legit. We just need a run stopping defensive tackle. an upgrade at linebacker, at the inside linebacker position, and for sure a lockdown corner. And the Rams are in the freaking Super Bowl next year or in the Super Bowl conversation. So it's like, honestly, the window's closed for the 49ers for the time being. They got a good front office, but they're going to know how it feels like to now not be able to pay everybody and not be able to sign nobody and have to rely on the draft and rely on a lot of young guys and undrafted people. And they're going to have to rely on that and hope that Shanahan can coach these guys and be able to do it. But the Niners are going to experience what the Rams experienced when the Rams couldn't pay everybody. So the Rams sent a message not only to the league, but they sent a message to the NFC West, letting them know that not only do we have the best quarterback in the division, but we have the best coach. And the Rams are young. They got Kobe Turner. They got Braden Frisk. Got Jared Verse. They got Byron Young on defense. Okay? On defense. With Cam Kitchens at free safety. With Cam Curl, who they just signed this offseason, who looks really good at strong safety. Okay? So we got some pieces on defense, but those are young stars. The Rams got Puka Nacua. The Rams got Cooper Kupp. The Rams got Stafford. The Rams got their offensive line. Bo Limmer was a steal of the draft at the 5th round at center. Steve Avila, 2nd-round guard. I mean, Kyron Williams. But if you want to just go off of youth, you've got Kyron Williams, Steve Avila, Bo Limmer, and Puka Nacua. The Rams are there. The Rams are there. So it's like the future's bright. Those are all stars. And those are all late round draft picks. The only one who was a 1st-round draft pick was literally Jared Verse. Okay, so that is what I'm just trying to let you guys know is that, like, the Rams are there. The Rams are there. Detroit's going to be back next season. A lot of teams are going to get better. Eagles are still going to be there. But the Rams have a chance to make one more Super Bowl run if we can get a lockdown corner and a better defense and a better nose tackle and maybe an upgrade at inside linebacker. And the Rams defense is there to pair that with that offense, which will probably get better because McVay is probably going to still draft some offensive line depth. He's probably going to draft another running back, or you know what I mean, because he seems like he does that every year. And he's probably going to draft another late round receiver to develop. And in free agency, who knows what he will sign on the offensive side? He might sign a tight end he likes. I don't know. But the Rams proved to be one of the most dangerous teams. The Rams had the friendly schedule. Seattle dropped the ball. Geno got hurt. Arizona got a little bit of momentum, but they're gonna take a dive in the last 2 games. They might win one more game, but they're not gonna get through it. The Niners are not gonna get through it either. And Seattle's not gonna get through it, and they're gonna end up facing us. The Rams, unless the Rams lay an egg, the Rams should walk away with this division. And the Rams are gonna play an NFC, which a lot of these NFC teams don't want to see them. We already beat the Vikings. We proved that we can put up 40 some points against the Bills. We proved, you know what I mean, to be a gritty football team with the win against the Niners. Like, it's just looking up for us, and McVay has just proven that he's just a better coach. He's all these stars on our team are late round draft picks. I know Shanahan has hit on some late round draft picks, but it's just like the Rams are in a better position, and McVay continues to prove that he's the better coach. He just makes the better decisions. He's just a better coach. He just coaches these guys up to a T. When he has nothing to work with, he makes it work. While Shanahan seems to just continuously fail when he doesn't have these stacked teams. So yeah, Niner fans, you guys can continue to be mad. You guys can be mad at my content on TikTok all you guys want. You guys can fucking talk all your shit. You guys can do all the shit that you guys want to do. But at the end of the day, you guys know deep down inside, your future's not bright. Your window closed. And it's going to be hard to get that window back. And our window is slowly coming back. McVay's showing progress every year. If the Rams win a playoff game or two, that's progress. That means next year, there's going to be expectations of like, all right, you made it that far. Now it's Super Bowl or bust. So it's like we have 1 or 2 more years. We have to get to a Super Bowl or win at least one more with Stafford. Because if we don't, our window's going to close again. The only difference is, as long as we have McVay, we have the brighter future. We have the brighter future. You guys, your window closed. You guys are going to have to pay Purdy. You guys are going to have to do all this stuff. It's just, you're going to go through what we went through and you're not going to be able to keep up with it. You guys have a huge bandwagon fan base. There's a lot of Niner fans that grew up Niner fans and everything like that, but your fan base did grow drastically over this freaking over since 2020. Like you guys have just, I don't know where I got all these fans. So it's like you guys don't have the brighter future. Your guys' window closed, and you guys gotta wait another 20 some years until you guys win a Super Bowl again. And you guys are gonna continue to bring up your 5 Super Bowls because that's all you guys can do is bring up those 5 Super Bowls. And it's like, okay, I know Super Bowls count no matter what; they don't go away. But at the end of the day, it's like you guys are known for being the biggest chokers. Like that's just it. Like you guys can talk shit about Cowboy fans all you want, but Cowboy fans have calmed down a lot over these last 5 or 6 years, in my opinion. You know what I mean? They just hate you guys, so that's why they don't shut up with you guys. But in general, they have realized, hey, we have good teams every year, but we choke. Like that's just it is what it is. You guys seem to just not realize that you guys are chokers. You guys seem to just sit there and not accept the fact that you guys are chokers. Rams are not chokers. Everybody likes to say, "Oh, the Rams bought that Super Bowl," but you guys try to buy a Super Bowl as well. You guys had a super team as well. You guys made mid-season trades, Trace Young. You guys traded another for Christian McCaffrey. Like you guys did what we did. The only difference is you guys didn't finish it. That's the only difference. Is you guys did not finish it. So it's like you cannot, you just cannot talk crap. You just cannot talk crap. Shanahan took you guys to 2 Super Bowls. McVay took us to 2 Super Bowls. The only difference is we got one. You guys didn't. We finished it. You guys didn't. And how we finished it will haunt you guys for the rest of your guys' life. Because you guys are always going to use that excuse if you guys played Mahomes. That could have been your year that you guys didn't play Mahomes and could have won a Super Bowl. But the Rams took that from you guys. You guys beat us all these years and swept us all these years only to drop the ball on that one and lose and went home crying. That could have been your year. That could have been your ring. That could have been your sixth. But it wasn't. You guys are going to have to live with that fact forever that we took that. And you guys are going to have to live with the fact forever until at least next season. You guys are going to have to live with the fact that you guys not only got swept by us, but I've lost 3 straight to us. And I know that third game is no one played the start. It doesn't matter. We didn't play our starters either. We still won 3 straight against you guys. We're only getting better. You guys are only getting worse. That's just it. We'll see who your real fans are because your stadium that you guys like to brag about was not filled. Was not filled. It was half empty. And at the end of the game, there was a bunch of Rams fans standing in those stands, chanting "Whose house? Rams house." I've seen TikTok videos about it, everything like that. So it's like all you guys have is like, oh, you guys take over our stadium. You guys take over our stadium. At the end of the day, man, it's LA. Everybody's gonna sit there and take over our stadium. It just is what it is. Chargers Rams are never gonna have a full home field advantage. But it still doesn't change the fact that we do have the better stadium than you guys. It doesn't change the fact that we have the better quarterback than you guys. It still doesn't change the fact that we have the better coach than you guys. It still doesn't change the fact that at least in the 2000s era, we have won two. We have won 2 Super Bowls. 2 Super Bowls. You guys haven't won since the 90s. So it's like Niners, Cowboys, Raiders, they just want to live off of the fact that when they were good, Raider fans want to live, breathe, and die by how they got their name back in the day and their reputation back in the day. They'll live, breathe, and die by that. That's all they have. Cowboy fans will live, breathe, and die with that dynasty that they had because that's all they have. That's all they have. Niners fans will live, breathe, and die with that dynasty that they had. It was a dynasty, bro. Meaning you just had one of the most dominant teams of those decades. That happens once in a blue moon. We haven't seen a dynasty since the Patriots, and now we're seeing it with the Chiefs. But that's why you got all those Super Bowls. You had a dynasty. So let's just be real, man. It's like you guys are gonna. It's like being a Lakers fan. It's like we can't just live, breathe, and die with those 16 championships, bro. We can't just be like, oh, see, it's like that's when we were it. We're not it no more, man. We're not. We're not. We're not. All we can brag about is we won a championship in this decade. Even though it was a bubble ring, it's still a championship. It's about what have you done for me in this era, bro? And you guys haven't done anything in the 2000s. It's gonna be it's gonna be 3010, and you're gonna have people still bragging about, oh, the Niners have five, the Niners have five, we still have five. Like, bro, like 20 generations just passed you by. Get over it. Get over it. You guys will never be that team again or that dynasty again. You guys are just gonna forever have those five championships, man. That's just it. You guys ain't winning no more. You guys are just gonna forever have those championships, and you're not gonna add to it. Same thing for Cowboy fans. A lot of Cowboy fans have realized that. Raider fans have realized that, and new teams are starting to build their own history. I mean, Eagles got made fun of for years. They have a championship, and now they're on the verge of potentially getting another one. So what have you done for me lately, man? What have you done for me this decade? What have you done for me in the last 20 years? Like, what has your team done? You guys are the Buffalo Bills of this era, man. You guys choked, and choked. Rams didn't. Rams versus Jets, man. Let's talk about it real quick. That could be a trap game. Rams have to come in there with the momentum, and I think this is going to be the defensive game. They have a lot of weapons, but Aaron Rodgers likes to hang on to the ball. He's not athletic anymore, and he likes to get sacked. I mean, he's one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league. I think our defensive line is going to be able to eat. I think we're going to be able to force him into some mistakes. But the Jets have an opportunity to spoil our playoff hopes or our momentum. So the Rams got to come in there, take care of business, and hopefully offensively we could get back on track. And I think we will. I think the Jets defense is not what we thought they were. A lot of people have been able to attack them. I mean, Jacksonville attacked him and did a lot of stuff. So I think that the Rams have that opportunity as well. And I think that this is going to be one of those games that the Rams are either going to keep close and win the game, or I think we blow out the Jets. I honestly think there's no in between. I don't think we lose this game. I think it's simple. It's either going to be a very close game, or I think the defense eats and the offense eats. Either way, though, we got to get this win, and we got to finish off the season right. But we got to continue to run the ball, protect Stafford, and we'll see what happens. But the Rams, there's a lot of good things to look forward to. Rams fans, we did it. We're not the pushovers anymore. Enjoy this. Talk your shit, man, because these Niner fans didn't let us hear the end of it for years and years and years. And then we got our moment in 21. And then all these years later, they still have not let us hear the end of it. But now it's our time. Niners, sit back. Enjoy this. Enjoy watching your little brothers be in it and be competing and have the better future while you're sitting at home. Yes, we will meet you there eventually. But at the end of the day, there ain't no awards for who made it farther. But it was still a better season than you guys. Horns up. Whose house? Rams house. Fuck the 40 Whiners. Forever hate you guys, man. You guys got swept. I'm handing out free brooms to every 49er fan I see. And I ain't even gonna lie, man. I don't hear no bang bang.